tell me your name, please, and spell it?
It's Professor Steve Schiffer, Professor of Financial Journalism at City University.
How do you think the internet has helped the protests in Yemen, Algeria, Egypt?
Well, it's clear in authoritarian regimes that social media, not just the internet, but things like Twitter, Facebook, and so on, can be quite important in mobilizing people. And we found also in the Western countries that social media has got a very important factor in protests, particularly things like the G20 and environmental protests. So it's a new factor which has succeeded in really mobilizing people much more quickly, particularly than other sorts of pre-internet media.
You mentioned also in Western society. Well, students used Google Maps at the student protests in London recently in order to evade the police. Do you think tools like this should be regulated more?
I'm not sure you can really regulate the internet effectively, sir. I mean, obviously, there's a trade-off because authoritarian regimes do monitor this information. They do use it to try to track protests, track students. I'm not sure that we could actually stop either side using it. And we're just going to see that this is a new communication device that's going to be used by both sides, both protesters and the police, more and more. But I doubt very much that it's either possible or desirable to regulate. Even the efforts of countries like China, where they have tried to regulate social media, it's quite easy to evade in many ways.
If you're a protester, what would be the most important interactive tool that you could use?
Well, it really depends what sort of protest. I mean, I think at the moment what's interesting is that some of the protesters use very simple file sharing email. It doesn't necessarily take anything sophisticated because the reach of these tools is greater. I think if we're talking about the new tools, and essentially what's happening is now with mobile phones, people are able to use things like Twitter, so forth, on their mobile phones, and therefore they're able to mobilize people much more quickly. So it's different tools for different times, different levels. I wouldn't say there's any one tool that's dominant, but obviously the new trend is the use of mobile phones and the tools on mobile phones.
Thank you very much, Professor Schiffer. Thank you.
You're welcome.